I have a lot to say. So as promised from the video regarding the results of my organic coffee enema, I have specific information regarding the intestinal parasites that I found after doing the diet cleanse and an organic coffee. Before I get started, let me just say that I'm not any type of medical trained professional. I'm just a regular person trying to find solutions to the problems that I'm facing in my health. With that being said, the very first time that I encountered intestinal parasites, I began to do heavy research. And through the research, I wanted to know, how does someone get intestinal parasites? And these are some of the things that I've come up with. I was very surprised to see that vegetables can give you intestinal parasites, as well as obviously meat like pork. If they're not properly handled or properly washed, parasites can enter the body this way. I love my dog, I love my cat, I cuddle them, I hug them, but I do not allow them to lick me in the face or in the mouth, and I do not give them kisses in their noses or mouths, because parasites can be transferred from one host to another this way. I think it goes both ways. If you have them, you can give them to your poor pet. This is very obvious poor hygiene, as parasites live in the most nastiest place in the human body. If someone is not bathing, if they're not washing their bed sheets, if not washing their hands, this is a suitable environment for parasites to hang out until they enter their new host. This right here for me was a game changer. Saliva contact with humans. Well, of course, if your pet can give it to you, surely another human being can give it to you. So the exchange and the sharing of beauty products. Ooh, girl, I forgot my chapstick. Can I use some of yours? Or, ooh, try this drink, or taste this. Parasites are transferred from one host to another if the person sharing has parasites. Now, I'm not trying to be crass, but I put kissing, but use your imagination. Anytime a mouth goes someplace where there are bodily fluids, if one person has parasites, it will be shared with the other party. Some of the symptoms that I experienced was burning in my stomach, or now I know that it is actually the intestines, that I thought was heartburn or indigestion. After I did the Gaia cleanse, I was still experiencing burning, and after my first sets of organic coffee enemas, I began to see the intestinal parasites. So apparently the burning that I experienced is not indigestion. It's actually dead parasites that need to be expelled from my body. I have a new understanding about constipation. It is not someone that has not had bowel movements in days. Constipation can be someone that has, it doesn't have to hurt, but it's hard stool that's broken up in little pieces, or stool that is not expelled all during one session of going to the bathroom. I have to be honest, personally, I have felt itching in my inner backside, and I've paid more closer attention to this, but this can be a sign of intestinal parasites. This is something that I struggle with for many, many years, since 2003, when I experienced my first set of tumors that were not cancerous. I had lost a lot of weight because of where the tumors were, but I have not been able to gain weight. The skinniest I have been is 115 pounds, and I'm 5'11". I was nothing but a head. So that would make sense as to my weight struggles and why I've had difficulty gaining weight. As well as the weight struggles, parasites feed on the nutrients that you put in your body. So they get the nutrients first and you don't. And I had been diagnosed with malnutrition back in 2003, and that would make sense for what I'm experiencing with my body weight. In my research, I wanted to understand why one person can be dealing with intestinal parasites while another person with similar eating habits doesn't. I found that a weak immune system provides an environment for intestinal parasites to exist. My very fight with cancer proves that my immune system was compromised, as the immune system regulates cell growth. A person with cancer has cells that continue to grow and multiply and spread and do damage and destruction in the body when not regulated by the immune system. Low stomach acids, I have not been tested for this, but in another video that I did called The Results of My Organic Coffee Enema, I mentioned the effects of low stomach acids. Overgrowth of bacteria. There are good and bad bacteria in the body. When either become overgrown, it can cause issues in the body that will can lead to intestinal parasites. I personally have dealt with candida, which is the overgrowth of yeast, which yeast is a good bacteria until it becomes overgrown. It will cause yellowing or white coat to form on the tongue and can cause bloody cracks to form in the corner of the mouth. I have taken antibiotics and did not know to replenish my bacteria with probiotics. Antibiotics wipe out all bacteria in the body. Bad eating habits. In another video, I mentioned that I was a horrible eater. I ate a lot of meat, a lot of protein, a lot of sugars, and very little vegetables and very little water. And this will lead to all three things. It will lead to high acid levels in the body, which is suitable for intestinal parasites, and also in digestive issues. Food that is not digested in 8 hours sits in the body and it rots, and this is an environment where intestinal parasites feast, and also sugars are something that intestinal parasites thrive on. In doing my research, I definitely want to find out how to get these things out of my body. I found that pH balance is crucial. A pH over 7.0 is alkaline, and parasites cannot exist in an alkaline or oxygenated environment. I have pH strips, and I test my pH often. Organic coffee enemas, I mentioned in several other videos that this is how I found my first set of intestinal parasites. After doing a Gaia cleanse, I was still experiencing burning in my stomach or intestines. So after 3 days of administering organic coffee enemas, that's when parasites began to leave my body. I got my organic coffee enema information from the Garrison Therapy, which they tell you all about it, how to administer them, and how it benefits you. Herbs, I got my herb knowledge from Dr. Sabi. Any of the herbs listed here will kill and expel intestinal parasites from the body. I currently take burdock, but there are kits that you can buy on Amazon which consist of all of these herbs and more. And I know that they will also kill off and remove parasites from the body. I did take 30 days of black seed oil. I put it on here because I had stopped taking the organic coffee enemas, and I continue to see parasites die out and leave my body with taking a teaspoon of black seed oil in the morning and a teaspoon at night. A healthy diet. I try to eat healthy every day. I focus on my vegetables, my green vegetables. I'm very big on kale right now, but when I fast, it consists of a complete green diet, and I notice that I have tremendous results of removing intestinal parasites when I eat all green all day. Warning, if you view past this point, you will be subjected to parasite footage after the black screen. If you don't want to see the footage, stop the video now. I have not been to the doctor, so I'm not sure as to what these are, but I'm making educated guesses through my research. Stay tuned.